So, changing your primary treating physician. You're an injured worker, you don't have an attorney, and you've been stuck with the same treating physician that the insurance company sent you to at the beginning of your case. You'd like to change, but you just don't know how to go about it. So, I have heard that situation a lot. When I was serving as a judge, I had a lot of injured workers in that situation. And oftentimes they would just settle their case because they figured, it's too much hassle to find a new treating doctor. It'll take too much work. But it can be done. And if you need treatment and you need a better treating physician, you may want to look into it. So how do you go about doing that? First, you need to find out if the insurance company has a medical provider network, an MPN. Most insurance companies do. Reach out to the adjuster, find out what the website is, if they have one. And if they do, you need to find a doctor within that network. That's the general rule. So I will say a lot of people, if you've, let's say, torn an ACL in your knee, you had a shoulder injury, you want to treat with an orthopedic surgeon, you may treat with an orthopedic surgeon, but generally in this area, this part of California, they don't serve as a primary treating physician. So who do you find as a PTP, a primary treating physician? Usually going to be occupational medicine doctor, maybe physical medicine and rehabilitation doctor, maybe pain management, maybe a neurologist at times, but those are generally the most likely to be a PTP. So you get the MPN, generally look through those specialists, probably start with the occupational medicine doctors or clinics, and start there. You can call, find out if they're accepting a transfer of care, because most injured workers, you don't have an attorney, you're already treating. What you're looking for is a doctor who's going to take that transfer of care, transfer the care from your old PTP to the new one. I will say it is a pain in the neck in the California area right now. A lot of doctors simply don't want to take transfer of care patients. So you may run into headaches trying to find a doctor. What to do then? Generally, the best bet is to turn to the medical access assistant. So all of the MPNs have to have a medical access assistant, an MAA, to help you in that process. So what you can do is send an email, generally the best bet if you can. That way you can keep a record of what you sent off and when. But tell the medical access assistant that you're looking for a new treating physician. It will be a transfer of care, and tell them what type of specialist you're looking for and ask them to find a doctor who will take you as a patient in your area. That puts the burden on the access assistant to find doctors who will take you as a transfer of care. Then, if they find one, you can choose one of those doctors. If you choose that doctor, send a letter to the insurance company, designate that doctor or clinic as your new treating physician. The insurance company, the adjuster, has a duty then to send out an authorization letter and a copy of your medical file. So let's say you reach out to that access assistant and they can't find someone in the medical provider network who will take you as a transfer of care. In that situation, now you're kind of in the same boat as someone where there is no MPN. You basically can find any doctor who will accept you in workers' compensation. That's going to be the challenge. You're probably going to want to do a Google search, look for doctors who do occupational medicine clinic. Find one of those doctors and you can designate one of them. It is a bit more of an uphill battle when there's no medical provider network in place because you don't know where to turn. As long as you can find someone, then life is good. Same thing, send a letter to the adjuster. But if the access assistant can't find someone in the MPN, you're going to need to get the adjuster to acknowledge that and send authorization to someone outside the MPN. Sometimes that can be work. But those are the situations. If you're treating with a doctor that you don't like right now, you do have the right to change. Generally, that change will take place within the medical provider network. It's often a challenge to find someone, so I recommend the best bet, oftentimes, reaching out to that access assistant. You can find that person's contact information on the MPN website, either a phone number or an email. Reach out to them, tell them to find someone for you, and of the providers they find, designate one of those doctors, send a letter to the insurance company. They have to send out authorization in the medical, and then you have yourself a new doctor. Is it a quick process? No, it's probably going to take a month or two. By the time you go through the list, reach out to the Access Assistant, they find someone a few days later, you talk to them, it sounds promising, you send a letter to the adjuster sends out the authorization, you schedule the appointment. You're probably a couple of months down the road, but you can find a new treating doctor. If you have other questions regarding this process, drop us a comment below or send us an email to the email address at the end of this video.